Hi everyone and welcome to day 8 of the Ashtanga beginners course. So today's video is going to be a little bit shorter, or rather you're just going to have one video, so I'm just going to show you the next two poses. So you've just practicing up to triangle A and B, and now we're going into the two side angle poses, Parsvakonasana. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because I want you to start to put it together yourself in preparation for running weekly classes. So the idea with the weekly classes would be that we will probably stay with the current sequence, so up until Parsvakonasana A and B, plus the back bending work and then the closing. Stay there for maybe a couple of weeks, really refine everything. I would still highly recommend that you practice as much as you can at home. The official amount is 6 days a week, but please don't worry if it's not that. Just, you know, it's really up to you. The more you practice, the easier it will become. But we've all got lives, and we have to make sure that we don't neglect the people that need us, for example. So I leave that up to you. So going to look at Parsvakonasana A and B today. Now side angle poses, I'm going to use one prop, and I recommend you have something like a brick. If you don't have a brick, it's fine to use a book, for example. I'm just going to tilt this back a tiny bit so you can see me better. So you could use a book, just something that gives you a little bit of height. So I'm just going to put this to the front of my mat so that it's handy. And so just imagine that you've just finished Trikonasana A and B, so you're back in Samasthiti. Now you're going to step back out to the right again. But this time you're going to take an even longer step. And then you're going to turn the right foot out 90 degrees. So let me just take this with me, so bring this on the right side. And then I'd like you just to bend your right knee in line with the middle toes. Really push to the outside of the back foot. So there's a really common mistake that people make when they come into this pose, which is they collapse all the way forwards. But you're always trying to keep, or especially with these poses, try and keep equal weight through both legs. Making sure the knee tracks in line with the middle toe. So there's a tendency for the knee to come inwards, but you want it to stay in line with middle toes and ideally over the ankle. And then I will go on about this a little bit more, but you want to try and tuck the tailbone under so there's not a back arch. Pushing to the outside of the back foot to help lift the inner arch of the foot. Inhale to extend. Exhale, you're going to bring your right hand on the outside of the right foot. So this is where the brick will come in quite handy. And then see if you can open the left chest. So it helps to put the hand onto the lower back. You can also use this hand to remind you to tuck the tailbone under, so it stops you from doing that back archy thing. Keep pushing to the outside of the back foot. Now, eventually the arm comes over the head. And taking the arm over the head is a little bit tricky because the clavicle's a little bit in the way. So an easy way to do it is actually to take it forward and then up and over the head. Your aim is to create a nice long line on the left side of the body. So it's an intense stretch on the side of the body. Imagine you've done 4 breaths, 5, exhale, look down. Now inhale, there's a little trick to come out. Imagine that your left arm is a pulley and it's pulling you all the way up. So a little bit of support to come up, turning the right foot in, left foot out 90 degrees, placing the brick to the left side. Again, arms come out to the sides. Bending the left knee in line with the middle toe, so check alignment and over the ankle. Push to the outside of the back foot, so you're not collapsing forwards. And then see if you can bring the left hand on the brick, and then bring your right hand on your lower back. And then see if you can use your right hand to remind you to tuck the tailbone under. Keep pushing to the outer edge of the back foot, and again taking that right arm up and over, creating that nice long line on the right side of the body. 4 and 5. Exhale, look down. Again, inhale, use that right arm to pull you up like a pulley. And then you're going to swivel around and square your hips over your right leg. So your heels were in line for the side angle pose. And then when you do your twist, you want to have a little bit of space between the feet, so they're more like rail tracks. And you're also going to come onto your back knee. Now, Parsvarkanasana B is considered a little bit like Trikonasana to be a more advanced pose. I'm going to show you the modification that tends to work for most people, and then I'll sort of show you the full pose, so just so you know where you're going. It's a twist, and it's a twist where we take the arm across the leg, and it's a really important twist for some of the poses that come later that are super hard. So it's easy to cheat in this pose, but if you cheat, you won't work towards the more difficult poses. Now, you're probably, a lot of you are aware of doing this with the hands in prayer. So it's bringing the left arm across the right leg. Now, it's worth taking your time over this because it's so important. So I lunge quite deeply forwards. I use my right hand to push the right leg to the left as I take the left arm across. And then I sort of, the beginner's version would be hands in prayer, but really you're looking to bring the hand on the floor. So again, you could use your brick, put the hand on the brick, and then reach the right arm up. Eventually it comes over the head, but I don't want you to worry about that too much. Tucking the left toes under if you can and reaching up. Good, I'm just going to show you the full version on this side. So I still come onto my back knee, I bring my arm across, hand on the floor, and then tucking the left hand under, flattening the left foot, and then the arm comes up and over the head. Exhale, look down. Now, I always say to people, really try and use your core to bring you up, not your back. Take your brick with you as you swivel around. Again, squaring the hips over the left leg, come onto your right knee. Put the brick into position on the outside of the left foot. Again, you want to lunge forwards and really stretch first, pushing that left leg to the right as you reach the right arm up and over. Take a couple of goes, bring the hand on the brick, send the left arm up, maybe tuck the right toes under and lift up. And then exhale, look down. And I'm just going to show you the full version, so there would be no brick. So again, I'll take my time to get that arm across, hand on the floor, and then lift the back knee, flatten the foot, and then take the other arm up and over. Exhale, look down. Again, inhale, use your core to bring you all the way up. Now, what I'm going to do for the second version, I'm actually going to do it the other way round, so that you can see me from a slightly different angle. So a little bit faster, so stepping out to the right, bending the right knee in line with the middle toes. I'm not going to use a brick this time. Find the inner edge of the back foot, and then this is the other way you could take the arm up and over. So the one before was forwards, or you can just try and take it up and over. Imagine I've done 2, draw the right knee in towards the right arm, 3, find the inner edge of the back foot, 4, tuck the tailbone under, exhale, look down, inhale, use the left arm like a pulley to pull you all the way up, turn the left foot out, right foot slightly, and bend the left knee in line with the middle toes, left hand comes onto the floor. So do whatever works best with you with how you take the arm up and over. Finding the inner edge of the back foot, left knee draws into left leg, tailbone tucked under, 4 and 5. Exhale, look down. Use your core and your right arm to pull you up. Swivel around, square your hips over your right leg. Come onto your left knee. Try and bring that left arm across. Hand on the floor. Maybe tuck the left toes under. Reach the right arm up. There's a tendency to roll forwards. See if you can think about leaning back. 4 and 5. Exhale, look down. Again, see if you can use your core to bring you all the way up. Come onto your right knee, squaring the hips. Right arm comes across the left leg. Again, take a little bit of extra time. This is my tighter side. Maybe tuck the right toes under, lift the right knee off the mat. So I want you just to stretch your arm up, so I don't want you to come into the full version. Again, try not to lean forwards, lean back, push your right heel, 4 and 5. Exhale, look down, inhale, come up, exhale to Samasthiti. So practicing those two maybe on their own after you've warmed up, you know, playing around with some, obviously you're just looking at them before Monday's lesson, and then we'll go through them, and hopefully we can then work to refine everything as we work through the Ashtanga sequence nice and slowly. Namaste, thank you.